we just talk? Can we just talk about before we go?
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. I'm Nesha, and today we're going to review Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 12, episode 4. The title of this one is Love, Marriage, and Sour Peaches. Okay, I don't know what the hell I was about to say. Sour apple. Y'all, if y'all have been watching some of my videos, you'll know that Apple Watts from Love and Hip Hop, I call her sour apple sometime, green apple. So that's probably where I was going with this. Okay, but anyway, we're here. Okay, we are here, and we're going to review Real Housewives of Atlanta. Picked up what we left off last week, and that was that dramatic still shot of Cynthia looking at NeNe. We didn't know what was going to happen because this was the first time that they've seen each other since the fallout, okay? And it wasn't much to it, you know? So I think that Cynthia did all that, you know, trying to find the perfect outfit so she can make NeNe jealous. I don't think she succeeded. I think it was just kind of a hi, bye, how you doing? I don't want to be rude, so I'm just going to speak to you. And I see your daughter. I don't got no beef with her, so I'm going to hug her, okay? And I'm going to speak to the other people that I know. I'm just going to mingle with the crowd. And I just think that's what it was. I didn't read much into it. You can tell Cynthia was very nervous because, like I said, it's the first time that she has actually spoken to her. Now, Cynthia has done a lot of interviews and just, you know, spoke her piece about what transpired between her and NeNe. Knowing this, right, and just kind of peeping how Cynthia is, it just seems to me like it would be easier for Cynthia to talk about NeNe to other people as opposed to tell her face to face, because I think she is intimidated by NeNe. Then Noelle asked her mom, she says, she gave me a hug, I spoke to her, is that okay? And Cynthia was like, oh, that's fine. You know, she hasn't done anything to you. Y'all don't have any, you know, issues. And I'm like, Noelle, you really needed to ask for permission to speak to a person that you know, that you've known for a good majority of your life? I was like, that's what type of time we on. Now, I understand some people don't want to be rude. And, you know, if you got beef with this person, I don't want to seem like, you know, I want to be loyal to you. So I don't want to be over here talking to this person. I mean, that's how you feel, right? Okay, that's what we are, right? So I'm just like, didn't get it. But then whatever. Moving on, let's go over to Porsha. She goes to a therapy session. Doctor asks her a good question because Porsha keeps saying how he betrayed her trust, how, you know, he just turned his back on his family. He threw them away. He's just not concerned. He's just being out there in the world doing his own thing, and I'm carrying baby. How could he do this to me? And the doctor asks a really good question. She says, you know, you guys' relationship was kind of on a fast track, okay? Y'all went from, you know, just meeting each other, hi, how you doing, my name is, to, oh my gosh, this is my man, I'm gonna be with him forever, to, okay, we got a baby on the way, then he proposes. So it kind of was a very fast situation, okay? So the doctor asked her the question. She says, did he earn your trust, or did you give it to him? Okay, that's what the doctor said, okay? And I had to think about that, considering the fact that it's so precious. Okay, let me say this. It's like people that are like children that are born in wealthy environments, right? Their parents got all this money, you know what I mean? They don't know what to do with themselves, so then they raise these babies, and these babies just all they know. They don't know a struggle. They don't know how to work for anything because they were born because they were born or fortunate enough to, some would say fortunate, okay? I don't know, what would you say? Okay, they were born into a situation where they did not have to learn the struggle, work through it, and all that stuff, right? So when they get things like nice cars, go to private schools, businesses, trust funds, all these things that the average person don't have, when they get these things, they don't appreciate it, okay? And so it's so much easier for them to just, you know, wreck the car, spend all of their money, have a business, drop that one, go to the next business. It's so much easier for them just to drop stuff because they didn't have to work for shit. Meanwhile, a person like me will greatly appreciate everything that she has because I actually had to work for everything that I got. So using that scenario and bringing it over into this Porsha and NeNe situation, the question that the doctor asked was a legitimate question. Did you give it to him or did he earn it? Because if he earned it, he probably would have taken a little bit more care of it. Now, granted, a man is going to be a man. Sometimes they just can't control themselves. They're just going to go out and do whatever in the hell they want to do. That's just a whole other issue, okay? And that may be at that time when you approach that situation, that's when you can actually say, you know what I mean? Do I want to work with this? What do I want to do? But in a situation where you just meet this person randomly off the street, he make you smile a couple times and you give him your heart, you kind of get what you get. Porsha then says that she's going to put a bolt on I guess the gate to her heart. And I'm like, Porsha, we pretty much know that you are with him again. I guess it doesn't really, I mean, at this point, it doesn't really make sense to keep going into it and keep giving her virtual advice. Because at this point in time, Porsha's done what she done. She said what she said, and we just gonna move on. Now, a person I am concerned about, we're gonna move on to Kenya and Kandi. I'm very concerned with Kenya. Kenya seems so depressed. She seems like she's fighting for something that she just can't grasp. Luckily, she's found a good friend in Kandi, so she's able to talk to Kandi, get good advice from Kandi. So what I like about Kandi is that she reserves her opinion for the most part. She doesn't come off as very judgmental, harsh to talk to. She's kind of one of those people that listen to your story. When she needs to interject and say something, she says it. But for the most part, she's not over here trying to man bash. She's not doing all of that. So it makes it easier for Kenya to talk to her and be able to receive the information because she's not badgering. Why do I want to say badgering a witness? I don't know why I want to say that. Okay, anyway. We talk about Kandi's baby that's due in November. She's actually had the baby. Congratulations. And we talk about Mark and how he's always arguing. And she talked about one particular time when Kandi was over and Mark started arguing about Kenya changing the baby's diaper. Apparently, he said that Brooklyn was comfortable and he did not want her to go and disturb Brooklyn. And so he fussed at her because she changed the baby's diaper. And he said that the diaper is there for her to, I guess, relieve herself. And why are you disrupting her? Like, why are you disrupting her? And I'm like, these the arguments we're having? Okay. Now, Kandi says that Kenya is very submissive. I can see submissive. I think that Kenya fights between, you know, wanting to be the independent person, but at the same time, not wanting this man to leave her because this is what she wants. She feels like she has to fight for it. And if it means allowing this man to be dominant and allowing this man to make all decisions and trusting this man's point of view, then this is what I have to do. And she also mentions how she doesn't want to fight with Mark. I don't think it's fighting, Kenya. I think it's having a good line of communication to say, look, I know how to take care of a child. You worry about us pleasing each other. Okay, we are what brought this child here. I'm gonna do what I need to do as a mother. We also are fortunate enough to have nannies. Okay, so I don't need you to be telling me what I need to do when it comes to this one right here. Now, when we're trying to decide what school to put her in, when we're trying to decide what nanny to have, type of programs we're going to put on, then we can have the little small debate on that. But when it comes to me parenting and doing what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not harming this child, I need you to keep your mouth closed and allow me to do what I need to do. And Kenya needs to step up and she needs to say that because I get being submissive. You know, I struggle with that submissive thing. You know, sometimes I feel like I just need to take charge and I need to say what I need to say and I'm going to do what I want to do. And you're just going to have to trust me on this one. But there's other times, and I'm learning, where you have to let the man be the man and I get it. But in this situation, I'm like, girlfriend, no. He can't tell you that you can't change your child's diaper, okay? Anyway, so Kenya is talking about that. She's talking about how the anniversary they're supposed to have and how he's saying that he wants the baby to come, but he does not want a nanny to be there. So what does that mean? That means that you guys are going to have all this attention on Brooklyn. And is that bad? Absolutely it's bad, because the purpose of you going on an anniversary is for you guys to spend quality time with each other. Okay? He is literally using this baby as a reason not to spend time with Kenya, and I ain't feeling that, man. I ain't feeling that, yo. Back in NYC, and Cynthia and Eva, they walk up. They're getting ready to have a good bite to eat. And then Eva notices there's a third menu. She's like, what the hell is this menu doing here? It's just two of us. Is Noelle coming? Like, what's good? And she's like, oh, no, Marlo should be coming soon. She's like, okay, you know what? I just know how this is finna go. So when Marlo comes, I'm going to get up and I'm going to leave. And I'm like, seriously, Eva? Like, how childish. I mean, whatever. See, here's the thing. I'm the type of person to where if we had issues, I'll be, cordial. We can coexist. We can have the conversation. I'm going to keep to myself. You can keep to yourself. But who knows? Maybe somehow we get on a topic. We can talk. And sometimes that's how people figure it out. So that's the type of person I am. But you have some people like Eva that's just like, ain't doing it. I don't care. We did what we did. We said what we said. And I'm not dealing with this female. I don't like her. I don't trust her. Whatever. Okay. So we sit there. Eva ordered her food. She orders $128 worth of food. I'm like, girl, what in the hell is your problem? She is OD over here on this pregnancy, okay? Cynthia ordered something by $44, okay? She even got a drink here. I didn't even hear Eva mention a drink, all the dang food she was ordering. So then finally, Marlo shows up and Eva says, okay, can you please prepare this to go, please? Like, I'm going to leave. Didn't say much to Marlo. Marlo's looking like, what is going on? She actually, tries to make a little small conversation. Wasn't getting anywhere. Asked her because she had some duck. She gave her some duck. And then she left. Now, I thought that Eva was actually leaving the restaurant. But no, Eva went to the bar to sit down to eat the rest of her food. And I'm like, I just feel like that's so childish. But I mean, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Would you be able to stand the person that you don't like for just maybe 30 minutes to an hour? Like, could you do that? Do you consider that's faking? I mean, let me know down below, okay? So then Cynthia says, you know what? I'm tired of being a bigger person. I always have to swallow my pride, go up to the person, figure it out. Nene will never apologize because that is how it's always gone. I'm sick of being a person. I'm sick. Marlo says, you see, that's the reason why she's always waited on you to come and apologize to her, because you've always done it. You have basically conditioned her to be this way, okay? So you created this monster. Get Marlo over here trying to get two friends back together, honey. Now let's move on over to Nene and Marlo. They're sitting down having brunch, discussing what transpired at the little dinner that Marlo had with Cynthia and how Eva popped up. She didn't even know Eva was supposed to be there. Cynthia, my dear, why are we doing this? Pop-ups, really? Why would you bring the two together and you know that they really don't like each other? At least let one know that the other will be there. Then we talk about how she says, oh yeah, we talked about you, of course. And Nene's like, what did y'all talk about? And she's saying, we were just talking about everything that's happening. And I told her that you guys have got to fix it. Y'all have history here. It doesn't make any sense. And then Nene is like, look, I'm not apologizing because she bashed me. She went on these different interviews and she was on Candy's show and she just had so much to say. So I'm just not doing it. And then so Marlo was like, but you did it too. Like, you said what you said on the interview. She's like, yeah, but that's after she said all the things that she said. So then Marlo says, see, the issue is that you both should have had the conversation together before you went out telling the world what's going on. Y'all, it's something I want to say, but I don't want to say it because I know that some people may take this wrong, but this is just how I feel based off of what I see. It's just like Cynthia tried to hurry up and get to the public and paint Nene out to be a certain way before Nene could come out and defend herself. And I think the reason why she did that is because she may have been afraid that if whatever they were going through came out, that it would make her look differently. So it's kind of one of those situations. I know what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to figure out how to articulate it, okay? Seems like, if I'm a person that's very timid, that's, I don't like mess, I don't like drama, but if it happens, people are going to look at me a certain way, right? So in order for me to protect my image, my reputation, I need to get out first and I need to say what I need to say. And then based off of that, if a person hasn't heard what the person I'm talking about, which is in this case Nene, if they haven't heard her version of the story, then they'll automatically believe me. I become the victim. And I'm not saying that this is exactly what's going on, but it just seems like it. Like I'm getting a little feeling, you know what I mean? That maybe this is what's happening. You tried to hurry up, get out there, paint Nene out to be this bad person, so that when Nene comes out and says what she says, okay, she's just aggressive. Look at her tone. She wouldn't get so upset if it wasn't true. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. Granted, Nene has done other things to make people look at her differently. Okay, Nene like allegedly fighting on the staff members or whatever, the camera crew, fussing at people, getting pissed off because they're trying on clothes or going in your closet. I'm just like, it just seems to me like that's what Cynthia did. Let me get out there first before she come out there and debunk my side of the story. Not that she didn't speak her truth, but that it's a way that you could have said it. You could have came out and said what happened without being nasty and saying, that was never a friend and whatever else you said. And Nene gets upset. She gets up. She walks out, leaves Marlo there. Marlo's like, oh my gosh, I'm about to lose my mind. And all I'm doing is trying to help you heifers come back together. You know what I mean? Get out your attitude. Get in your bag. I agree, Marlo. I agree. But I kind of like this version of Marlo. She's not trying to stir up no mess. She's actually trying to make peace in the situation. And low key, I think Eva is a little bit jealous that she is, trying to change herself. She like, hell, she might be trying to get her peach. You remember a few weeks ago when Candy was like, I need you. How did she say it? She was like, something that made me believe that she's trying to get Marlo to be a part of the show. And Candy also, she did an interview with Andy Cohen. And is that how you say that man last name? So anyway, she did an interview with him and she asked the same question about Marlo. Like, what's going on with her? Why doesn't she have a peach? She's been here. People like her. What's going on? He said it's just that they haven't had a consensus. And I'm not sure if he meant amongst the ladies or amongst the production as a whole to have Marlo there. But we don't know whether or not she's going to be there permanently, but we'll see. Okay, we see her all the time here. So I guess we just enjoy while we have her. Maybe that's why she's starting to change a little bit of how she's acting and how she is perceived. Over to Candy, Todd, and Ace. They go to Shadina's doctor's appointment. Y'all know that Candy has a surrogate. And so they go to this doctor's appointment. Candy says, you know what? Now I see how it feels to be the man in the relationship. Because I get to just come to the doctor's appointment, sit here and watch. And it's kind of weird being on the other side of the table. And I can agree with that. As I'm watching it, I'm like, wow. So what happens when the baby is here? Like, will she be able to breastfeed the baby? Do she just get a baby off to you? Do y'all see each other? Do y'all talk? Do y'all have play dates? Do she have other children? What happens after the big day, And then I'm thinking about Shadina. How does she feel? Is this her first time? Hell, I don't know. If y'all know, comment down below. Let me know. Is this her first time doing this? How does she feel about literally having a baby and being done with them? Is she okay with that? Do they send them into some type of therapy for this? How will she maintain after the baby is no longer there? Having the baby and holding the baby is the most precious thing. Do they do it as though she was having an adoption and take the baby immediately? All these questions are running through my mind as we watching this particular scene, okay? And Dr. Jack kind of explains it, and she says there'll be 2 different rooms. Candy will be in one room with the family, and Shadina will be in the other room. The baby comes, they do the little skin, the what is it called? The skin touch, or the skin to skin, skin touch, the skin to skin, okay? And then it kind of seems like it's there. It's just like, bam, doom, you're done, okay? So while she's standing there and she's seeing the baby, Ace loves it. He is very, he articulates himself very well, okay? They're doing an awesome job with that young boy. I don't know who the hell they have teaching him or what it is. Maybe it's the way she talks to him. whatever it is, he is very advanced, okay, as far as his vocabulary is concerned. We find out that she's gonna name the baby Blaze. She actually did a review of this episode, and she said that she's really happy that the baby was born before the episode aired, because then first we found out when she spoke with Kenya earlier in the show that the baby would be due in November, and now the whole world would know that the baby's due in November. She didn't want that. Then we found out the baby name is Blaze, and I believe Ace came up with the name Blaze. Some people feel like it's an ugly name for a girl. Other people feel like, oh wow, this is brilliant. I don't know, not my baby. It's different, I agree, but whatever. As we're standing there and she's getting more information on what's to come, she gets a text message from Kenya that seems pretty urgent. She's just very upset and just says she needs to see Candy. And then Candy finishes up with Taj, Shadina, and Dr. Jack. She's like, look, I just got this text message from Kenya. I don't know what I'm getting ready to run into. Maybe I can go, have fun, do daddy Sunday, but I need to go check on her. It seems urgent. He's like, okay, go ahead and go. Moving on to Dish Nation. Porsha goes back to work, even though the single mommy life is a little bit hard for her, she says. It was really good for her to go back to work and be able to just have fun and just not worry so much. Says she didn't think about Dennis not one time, and that she's interested in finding a nanny so that way that nanny can be the middle person between her and Dennis, to where she doesn't have to talk to him as much. She'll have that person that can go to his house, be with him, and be with the baby at his house and then come back to her house, and it gives her more time to heal. And again, wasted scene, because we already know that she done got back with this man, so it doesn't, because if you listen to this episode and you don't know what's going on currently, you think she's done with this man. Far from the truth. We go over to Kenya's home, and Candy comes over there. She brings gifts. Kenya looks extremely happy. She looks gorgeous, body's banging, okay? And Candy's a little bit confused. She's like, well, she called me and she said she needs to see me, but then she looks happy. So I don't know what's going on here, but okay. Okay. Kenya starts to open up a little bit. We start talking about how she looking good, and then she says she needs a breast reduction. Candy says, you know what, I need one too. And she's like, girl, I tried to go and he was, squeezing around on my breasts, and then some milk came out. She was like, oh girl, some milk came out. She was like, yeah. And it had been 3 months since I breastfed, so I didn't understand where the hell is this milk coming from, but it could be because I'm not getting attention in that area. And she's like, what, you're not getting attention? She's like, yeah, when I was 6 months pregnant, he was just like, I don't want to hurt the baby. And so then we go from there to now I'm getting bigger and he really doesn't want to hurt the baby, and before you know it, the baby's here and nothing has changed. So basically she telling us she ain't been getting it in with her husband. And it's like, well, when I was pregnant, we just do, the sex drive kind of went down a little bit, but then it picked right back up. So you're saying it didn't pick back up? She's like, I'm saying it has not picked back up, okay? To make matters worse, we had the anniversary trip. She's like, oh yeah, how did that go? You were asking me for different places to go. Where did you guys end up going? Well, I ended up going with Brooklyn. Brooklyn? So you mean tell me your husband didn't go to an anniversary trip with you? He let you go on vacation by yourself? Yeah, he did. He said that he wanted the nanny to come. The nanny, if the nanny came, and she starts to, trying to justify why, or trying to explain to us why her husband did not go. She was just like, I just went. But you can tell she had been upset. She had been crying before, even though she's trying to hide it with this facade of happiness. We can tell that something wasn't going on, and Candy could too. She starts saying stuff like, yeah, he's a fighter, and, we argue, and he says some things that you just, he crosses the line. She's like, oh, you acting like he done cussed you out. And then she's like, well, we said some things, but it's okay. He'll tell you he said it, but it's okay. And she's just constantly trying to make us believe that this is a good man. he's just very into his daughter. And that could be true, okay? That could be true. He could just be a good man that's into his daughter. But my thing is, he's just not into you, Kenya. And it really sucks for her because, like I said before, this is what Kenya wanted. You can tell. I didn't watch all the shows, and I can tell you this is what Kenya wanted, okay? But the problem is she's torn between trying to be a wife, trying to be what she said, his girlfriend. Kenya wants us to believe that this is a decent man, okay? But she's also tired of what's going on here. And rightfully so. It's quite effed up. Now, a part of me feels bad for Kenya. And the reason why is because she's actually trying. She's actively trying to figure out what she needs to do in order to make this work. She tries to come up with a vacation. Hey, let's go to vacation. Let's do this. How can we get more intimate? How can we open up our line of communication? You know, she's trying to do everything that she feels she needs to do in order to make this work. Even talking to Candy, who is, you know, she hasn't been married for long, but she sees from her perception everything is working good with them. So let me get some advice from her. But the other part of me is saying, you know what? She is only getting what she is allowing to happen. And until she gets sick of him constantly putting the baby before her, making her feel less than a wife, less than a mother, until she gets sick of that herself, she is going to continue to allow it to happen. So I can't feel bad for a grown woman that's constantly allowing this guy to do what he's doing to her. I mean, honestly, he makes her seem stupid as hell. He makes her seem incapable of doing what she needs to do as a parent, as a wife. He makes her second guess her whole life, seriously. She kind of alludes to the fact that he's abusive. She says he's a fighter and he yells at me and I don't like to say certain things because he'll yell. And then he's one of those people to where if he feels strongly about something, it's going to be his opinion and his way. And I think he even acts like you, Candy. And Candy's like, yeah, but I am able to compromise. Okay, so that's the difference between him and I. I can actually look at a situation from a different pair of lenses and say, you know what? Maybe even though I feel how I feel, maybe there's a way that I can meet him in the middle, okay? This is what Candy is saying. So you can't say we exactly alike, okay? We might have some similarities, but at the end of the day, we're different. That's pretty much how we ended the show. Until she gets fed up. R. Kelly wrote that song. I know how y'all feel about him, but he still wrote bangers, okay? When a woman's fed up, it's nothing you can do about it. So it's going to take her to really get tired of being sick and tired before she actually gets up and does something about it. All right, y'all, that's all I have for you today. Get into the comments. Let me know what you thought about this episode. So sorry this is a late video, but let me tell you, my Sunday was busy. My sister's birthday was Sunday, so we actually went on a little dinner party and stuff like that. Stayed out a little bit too late. Didn't watch the show, so it didn't make no sense to me. Talking about something I didn't watch. Then Monday comes around, husband say he want a Sunday dinner on a Monday. So I didn't have time to do it. Now it's Tuesday and it's literally 10:18 p.m. and I'm trying to get this video recorded and actually get it up tonight sometime, okay? So it won't be much editing to it. I'm trying to change my little background. I got me a green screen finally. And so I'm going to try to, you know, mess around with my backgrounds and see what I like. So you may see that change from today on out to kind of figure out what backgrounds I want to start using. So your comments and suggestions are greatly appreciated down below, okay? And yeah, until next time, bye.
I'm ready to go. This tea is super hot. I'm about to rush. I'm back, 3 feet, no pressure.